Welcome to another episode of Iraqi Dinar News Updates. Today, we're diving into a potential game changer that could significantly impact your financial future. The year 2025 could mark a major turning point for the Iraqi dinar, and it all centers around the Baghdad summit. But here's the twist. One of the most unexpected figures, former U.S. President Donald Trump, is slated to attend. Why does this matter for your investments? Stick around as we break down how this summit could trigger the long-awaited revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and why you should be paying attention. Did you ever imagine that a political summit could change your financial future? What if I told you that a significant shift in the Iraqi dinar's value might be closer than you think? And it all revolves around one surprising figure: Donald Trump. Recent reports suggest that the former U.S. president has been invited to the Baghdad summit in 2025. But why does this matter? Well, it's not just about political meetings or diplomatic events. This could be the pivotal moment for a potential revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. Stick with us as we explore how this summit might be the catalyst that investors and currency experts have been anticipating. Trust me, you don't want to miss this analysis. It could have a major impact on your finances. The Baghdad summit, set to take place in 2025, is quickly becoming one of the most anticipated international events Iraq has hosted in recent years. The summit's primary goal is to strengthen regional cooperation, address security concerns, and forge new economic alliances to promote long-term growth. World leaders from various regions are expected to attend, including prominent figures from the Middle East, Europe, and possibly even the United States. With Donald Trump reportedly on the guest list, Iraq is receiving a level of global attention it hasn't seen in decades. His participation could mark a significant shift in how global powers view Iraq, not just as a recovering nation, but as a rising player in international finance. If Iraq seizes this opportunity, this summit could pave the way for foreign investment, international support, and yes, even the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. Donald Trump's invitation to the Baghdad summit is more than just a ceremonial gesture. It holds significant strategic weight. As a former U.S. president, Trump continues to wield substantial influence within both political and financial circles. His presence at the summit suggests that the U.S. is paying close attention to Iraq and may be looking to re-engage economically. Trump has always presented himself as a deal-maker, so if he's interested in Iraq, investors should definitely take note. His involvement could lead to stronger bilateral relations, increased business opportunities, and a renewed American presence in Iraq's economy. Historically, when major global powers show interest in a nation's stability and future, its currency tends to gain value. Trump's attendance at the summit may provide the boost in confidence needed to push the dinar towards To understand the potential future of the Iraqi dinar, we must first look at its history. Once a strong currency, the Iraqi dinar suffered due to years of war, sanctions, and political instability. For years, its value remained low in the global exchange market, and many believed it had little hope for recovery. But patient investors held on, waiting for Iraq's recovery, which now seems to be on the horizon. With economic reforms taking shape and new leadership at the helm, the day investors have been waiting for might finally be approaching. The dinar's future is closely tied to Iraq's stability, growth, and ability to attract foreign investment. This is where the Baghdad summit and Trump's involvement become crucial. A stronger Iraq could lead to a stronger dinar and potentially the long-awaited revaluation. Iraq is actively working to stabilize its economy and strengthen the dinar. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has implemented a series of economic reforms aimed at revitalizing the country. These reforms include developing local industries, reducing reliance on foreign imports, and creating jobs for Iraqi citizens. One of the key goals is to establish a self-sustaining economy that isn't dependent solely on oil. This is critical because a diversified and stable economy will bolster the value of the dinar. Sudanese focus on domestic production and Made in Iraq initiatives can increase national productivity, reduce trade deficits, and foster national pride. All of these efforts contribute to a future where the dinar holds greater value and could even be revalued on the global stage. Whether you agree with his policies or not, Donald Trump's presidency was marked by aggressive trade deals and a focus on advancing American economic interests abroad. If he's expressing interest in the Baghdad summit, it's likely not just for a photo opportunity. Trump understands the potential of emerging markets, and Iraq, with its young population and untapped resources, is a prime example. His presence could encourage American businesses to explore investment opportunities in Iraq, which would further stabilize the economy. This influx of capital is positive for the dinar, as a more stable economy typically strengthens the currency. If Trump's involvement leads to international confidence in Iraq's financial future, discussions about currency reforms or a revaluation could accelerate. Oil is a major factor in the value of the Iraqi dinar. Iraq is one of the largest oil producers globally, and as oil prices rise, so does the country's income. Increased revenue gives the government more power to spend, stabilizing the economy and boosting the currency. But Iraq is also diversifying its economy, focusing on sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism. If the Baghdad summit helps Iraq secure new trade deals or foreign investments, it will significantly boost confidence in the country's economy. Increased business activity means more money flowing into the country, which generally translates to a stronger currency. In short, if Iraq becomes more financially stable, investors will have greater confidence in the dinar, enhancing its chances of revaluation. Investor confidence is a critical factor in determining the value of a currency. When investors believe in the future of a country's economy, they are more likely to purchase its currency, driving up its value. The Baghdad summit, coupled with Trump's potential involvement, could send a strong signal that Iraq is open for business and on the path to economic recovery. As confidence rises, so too does demand for the dinar, which could lead to a currency revaluation. We've seen similar situations in other parts of the world. Countries like Vietnam and South Korea, once economically struggling, turned things around through reform, investment, and international support. As their economies stabilized, their currencies gained strength. Iraq may be embarking on a similar journey. With strong leadership and international engagement, especially from figures like Donald Trump, there's a chance Iraq could become a significant economic player. It won't happen overnight, but the foundation is being laid, and historical patterns suggest that currency revaluations often follow economic recovery. That said, Iraq still faces many challenges: political divisions, infrastructure issues, and the lingering effects of past conflicts remain. Skeptics argue that without deeper, lasting reforms, the dinar will remain undervalued. Currency revaluations are complex and rarely occur without significant changes. However, the momentum is building. Iraq's renewed presence on the global stage and Trump's potential support contribute to growing optimism. While there are still hurdles to overcome, the direction Iraq is heading gives investors plenty of reason to remain hopeful. If you're holding Iraqi dinars or thinking about investing, here's what you should be watching. Keep a close eye on the Baghdad summit. Who attends, what is discussed, and any agreements made will be crucial. Monitor Iraq's oil exports and new international partnerships. Stay updated on political reforms, especially those related to currency, banking, and investment. Watch how global leaders like Trump engage with Iraq. Their involvement could lead to greater legitimacy for Iraq's financial institutions. Remember, no investment is without risk, but staying informed puts you in a better position to make decisions based on facts, not hype. Prime Minister Sadani has emphasized the importance of producing at home instead of relying on imports. Why does this matter? Because it builds a stronger internal economy. When people buy local, money stays in the country. Factories open, jobs are created, and small businesses grow. All of this leads to more economic stability, which in turn supports a stronger dinar. If Iraq can become self-reliant in key industries like food, clothes, and even electronics, it will no longer need to spend so much foreign currency on imports. That's a win for the dinar and a step toward potential revaluation. Trump's possible support could even open the door for tech or manufacturing partnership. So, what does all this mean for the average viewer? It means we may be entering a crucial phase in Iraq's financial comeback. The Baghdad summit in 2025, especially with Trump's invitation, could be a launching pad for real economic change. Whether or not the dinar revalues immediately, the pieces are moving. Iraq is stabilizing, reforming, and gaining attention. Investors around the world are starting to take notice. If Iraq keeps pushing forward, building local industries, attracting foreign investments, and strengthening diplomatic ties, then yes, a dinar revaluation could become more than just a dream. Be sure to subscribe to Iraqi Dinar News Updates for the latest updates and analysis on this evolving story. Don't miss out on the potential changes ahead. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay hopeful. Thanks for watching, and be sure to share your thoughts on Trump's invitation to the summit in the comments below.